Hello friends, we are going to make some black scratch paper. Are you excited for this? Well, we have our host Naisha who will help us create this whole thing, and I'm sure you're going to love it. So Naisha, I think we should begin. So Naisha, can you tell me what all do we need for this activity?
Uh, we'll need some water, soap, brush, and paint, and palette, and crayons.
Yeah, so we're going to use some colorful crayons uh, and just a little bit of water if at all. We need some dishwashing soap. We'll need some acrylic paint. We're going to be using these Fevicryl acrylic pearl finish acrylic paints here. And let's begin. Alright, so we've made this paper as colorful as possible with as little white patches as possible, although we do have some because this paper was a little rough. It's an art sheet paper, but that's okay. Alright, so now we move on to the next step. So we've evened it out a little bit with the help of paper. You can also do that so that the white spots reduce. We still have some, but that's okay. Now, what are you doing, Naisha? Can you explain?
Ooh.
You're adding black paint to your palette. Okay. Would you need some more?
Yes.
Can you add some more?
For my brush.
Yes. We've used a broad brush with some acrylic paint in this.
And let's choose another color.
No, you need black only because what we're making is black scratch paper. Just some dishwash.
And water.
No, none. No water needed.
Okay.
So with big wide strokes, you're going to paint it horizontally. Okay, so now we're going to be putting a black coat of paint, acrylic paint, and covering this entire paper that we colored with black paint. A thick coat of black paint, very, very thick. The color should not be visible because then what are we going to scratch out like this? Try and use it in horizontal strokes.
Okay, Mama.
Right. So now we have 2 toothpicks. So we're going to wait for this to dry. But until then, it's very important. This is a very important step that we're going to wind up. So Naisha will show us how to wind up. We need to cap the paint bottle. We need to wash the brush. And we need to clean the palette very quickly until the paint dries.
Say bye. I'm going to wash my brush and wash my palette and then come back.
So, till the time the children are winding up, like mine has almost done some things, she's washing the brush and the palette. What I've done is, as a mother, you can just use a pencil to scratch out a very, very, very lightly an outline.
Mama, is this wet?
Yeah, it's wet, so you can put it on the newspaper. There. Very good. Right.
Should I dry my hand now?
Yeah, dry your hands and come back, and we will return to what we were doing. So basically then the children can follow the outline and use that toothpick to actually make the scratch lines themselves, or else you can then leave them and set them free with whatever designs you want to do. But for the purpose of this video, I made a small outline so that it just comes out a little more structured. Thank you. So now that the child is here you go. You can use this and create an outline. You can follow the outlines too. There, it's coming out. Wow, so right now she's following the pattern that I made for her, but after this I'm possibly going to also show you what she did to it after this video was made. There you go.
Did you see this video,
And you can just dust it and
Yes.
tell us how you liked it. Did you like this video? Was it innovative for you? Oh, and before I forget, the science behind this. So if you realize, we used wax crayons to color the base, and if we had used water, or if we had used normal watercolors, then the paint wouldn't have stuck onto the wax crayons, because wax repels water. Water and wax don't go on each other. So what we did was, instead we used some of this paper acrylic paint, and what we also did was we enhanced the stickiness by using soap, because soap and water, one molecule of soap mixes with water and the other part of the soap molecule repels water, so it kind of helps in ensuring that this paint on top of the crayons doesn't really mix, and it also stays as a thick layer on top of it. So it's not really mixed with the crayon, but it is, sort of stuck as a layer on top of this paint, on top of the crayon. So when we use that scratch to the artwork is already started. When we use the toothpick to scratch out the layer, it almost scratches out the paint layer like a proper layer. So it doesn't mix with the crayon, and neither does it get repelled like water paint would. So the dishwash soap sort of helps in the whole process. And of course, using acrylic paint also does. So there you go, and I'm sure there will be more artwork that will come and follow this space. So I'll share a picture either in the comments or in the end of this video. Thank you.